How's it going? Are you just gonna sit there? You wanna say hi? Nope. Okay. Oh. She's stretching. Well, anyways, hi, I'm Cassandra. Nice to meet you. If you're new, hi, how are you? Again, I haven't really made a video. I think I had the last video I made was the day before I had my colonoscopy, and I think that was the 15th, because the 16th was when I went and I actually had the procedure done, and so it took I think about maybe a week or two for the results to come back in or something like that. I'm not sure. But then the following week I had to go and do blood samples again, obviously blood tests. And then I also had to do another stool sample, which was great. A lot of fun. No, not really. But anyways, yeah, so I just thought I'd just come on here and say hi, that I'm doing okay. I am doing the best that I can with the information that I've got. So in my last video too, one of my last videos, it said something, I can't even remember. I should look back on it before I make this video, but I'm just going to make it right now. It was to do with IBD, which I was confirmed that I have IBD. They just didn't know what it was, or whether it was Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Oh my god, UC is what it is, but I can never pronounce the first word. No matter how many times I hear it, I just can never pronounce it. So if I'm butchering it, I am sorry. I really suck at this stuff. But yeah, it's it's ulcerative. I'll put it on the screen. Colitis. So basically it's just colitis. It has ulcers in it and stuff like that. But so they didn't know what I had, and it was just really weird. And so for 2 weeks, well, about a week and a half, I was like really confused, because like I said, I have been suffering since I was my earliest memory was 12, when I had an accident after going to dinner with my family. And after that, I just remember always having to watch, like after anything that I ate, I would be in pain. Or I would have to know where the washrooms are, because I would have to plan ahead of whether I was going to go out after we're done eating, or if not, then I would have to go home, kind of thing. And so I've just always, as far as I can remember back for the last over 20 years, it's been like that, and which has sucked, because it's just majority of my life I've always just had to know where the washrooms are. And most of the time, like some days I'll be fine and I'll get up and go and I'm fine. Then the next day or so, or the next 2 days, or like whatever it was, now that I know that they're called flare-ups, I'd be out. Like I would just not be feeling good. I would be in bed. I just was in pain, and I had to be by the washroom. It was just really horrible. And so, so basically after the colonoscopy, the doctor, like the GI doctor, again, I cannot pronounce the word. I'll put it here somewhere. He, after he was done, he basically said, that there was no Crohn's, there was no colitis, there was no cancer. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like he said that there was no polyps, which are the things that could cause cancer, and I don't have any of those. I was like, okay. And then, but he said that they had taken two things for biopsies, to do biopsies on. And I was like, okay, well, that's okay. And then so like on the paper he gave me, of course it said, right on it, it said no Crohn's, no colitis, no cancer. And I was just like, okay, but then if I have a clear bill of health in my bowels, then why am I always in pain, and why am I always sick? And of course then he gave me a paper specifically for IBS, which again, IBS and IBD, as far as I'm reading and researching for myself now, are two totally different things, which I kind of knew before. But now I know that like when you have IBS, it doesn't inflame your bowels or your colon, and any of your digestive tract. IBS does not do that, whereas IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, it does. And so I knew that that's what I had because my whole left side is always sore. I'm always sore pretty much all along the like track, especially when my doctor presses on it, because doctors know where to press and it hurts. And so when he said that and he gave me the paper, and then he gave me pills to stop diarrhea. Now again, in my case, I don't have, again, maybe TMI, I don't have diarrhea all the time. Like it's not it's not all that I have. Like it literally, it usually starts off as solid, like not solid, not even, actually I can correct that. I don't usually have a normal stool. Like I don't usually have normal, solid, normal ones that you would think. Mine are usually loose, like really loose, and just like I know now after, doing some tests that mine are usually mucousy and usually like they're not normal. And it's just always, I thought that that's just normal, like for me that's normal, but apparently it's not. And again, sorry to go on that, but again, like I'm watching a lot of videos of people talking about it and saying that it's really taboo for like you to talk about your bowels and your stomach problems. And right now, like it's just something I'm going through, and I want to tell you guys. Not that you guys probably want to know, but just in case someone out there is going through what I'm going through, you know that you're not alone. Anyways, and so he gave me these pills, like I have a prescription, which I didn't take them because I waited for my GP doctor, my actual home doctor, to like tell me what to take. Even though like he is a GI doctor, he kind of knew, but like I said, I was really confused. And so he gave me a paper saying IBS and what this stuff is, and that these pills are for you to stop, so you can stop your diarrhea, and excuse me, so you can stop your diarrhea and whatever else issues I had. And so like I said, like on the paper it said that they took two things for they took 2 biopsies, and that I guess that if there's anything that he will let me know. Well, a week later goes by, like again for the whole week I was really confused because I'm like, because I was on YouTube and just watching a lot of videos of the differences between colitis, Crohn's, IBD, IBS, like all that stuff. And a lot of the symptoms that I have were leaning towards colitis, because Crohn's, again too, like Crohn's, like you again, from what I was reading, again don't quote me, but from my understanding is that Crohn's, like you have to go to the bathroom, but most of the time it's not diarrhea. Like most of the time it's just like you're constipated, or you're just having hard bowel movements and you're in a lot of pain. Whereas colitis, it's moderate. Like there's different kinds. There's diarrhea, there's constipation, and then there's mixture of both, which I have mixture of both. And so, but then there's IBS, which is like a totally different thing compared to like being inflamed. And so I was really confused. I was like, okay, well, that's not, so I was really depressed all last week. That's another reason why I didn't make any videos. So I was just really depressed. I was really sad. I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, I don't get it. Like, how can I be inflamed? How can I how can I be feeling this bad for my whole life and it just be IBS? Like, nothing against IBS. It's just, I just didn't feel like, because again, after so I went and did blood work. And I had two paperworks, like one for my GI doctor and one for my GP doctor. And so both of them, like, it obviously came back that my whole body is inflamed, like that my white cell blood count and my platelets and all that stuff are all elevated. Like, and they have been all elevated, especially all this year since January. Like every couple months, they're still really high. Like my white blood count has not gone lower than 475 or something, and but it's been higher than like 5 up to 6. And so it's just like because I don't know if there's anywhere else, but here in where I am in BC, we can see your results from your lab work online. So I checked, and again, it was saying that it's in, like, everything is elevated and pretty much inflamed. And then at one point, like in one section, it literally tells me that I'm anemic, that my iron is really low, and that's whatever else goes with iron, and B12 I think is low too. Like, everything is low, which like makes sense because I'm just so tired all the time. Like, I'm a big girl. I don't, like, that's just how it is, but I'm just tired. Like, I can just be sitting here and then all of a sudden my whole body just hurts. Like, I'm just in pain. Like, my arms, my legs, like, I can't go anywhere. Like, and I start breathing really shallow because I'm just, not that I can't catch my breath, I'm just really tired. And there was a couple times in the summertime that when we would park, and now where my car is, like in our garage, like in our complex, I'm at the other side of the complex. And so when we got there and I parked, I had to wait at least half an hour before I can get up to walk back to my house, because I was so tired. Like, I had just driven not even that far, and I was just exhausted. Like, I couldn't even bring myself, because I have to walk with crutches, right? So I couldn't even bring myself to just walk with the crutches because I was just so tired. And this is just like down in the parking garage. Like, and so it's been happening a lot this year, but recently, since July. And it's been constant. And so I've just been really, really sick. Like, I've just been really tired and lethargic, whatever that word is. Look at me trying to use fancy words and I can't even do it. But yeah, so anyways, back to the thing. He said that there was nothing, that my colon was fine, there was nothing wrong with me. And I was just like, I just don't get it. Like, if that's the case, then what is wrong with me? Because all my blood work is telling the doctors that there's inflammation somewhere in my body. But I'm not sick. Like, not physically, like, I'm physically sick, but not like cold, sneezing, coughing, that kind of thing. And so, like, I couldn't figure it out. I was like really sad, depressed last week. I was just like, I don't get it. Like, if he says there's nothing, but my doctor says that obviously I have something, and then my stool sample from a couple months ago came back as IBD. I was like, obviously I'm inflamed somewhere, like it's in my colon, and especially when my doctor presses on my stomach, it hurts. Like, and so yeah, so I was really, really sad. And of course, like, you shouldn't read those things because I'm not a doctor. I don't really know what, I just, Google and I research of what these meanings could mean. Well, anyway, so the next day after my blood work came back, my doctor, again, my actual GP, my home doctor, he personally called me on his cell phone and was like, "Hey, Cass." I was like, "Hi." He's like, "So what's happening?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's just like, "Well, your blood work, like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "I don't know, you supposed to know?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I know." He's just like, "Well, it's got me really intrigued. Like, I don't understand, like, why, like, this is all, like, happening, and what happened, like, why is your body doing this kind of thing?" And, like, I mean, obviously because like, he's been my doctor since I was like teenager, so like he jokes with me like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, I don't get it, I don't understand what's happening. Like I feel sick all the time, but then, like, and I'm going to the washroom all the time and I'm in pain, but I'm not sick, like. And so he's just like, "Well, I want to see you." I was like, "Well, thankfully that day I had already had an appointment for the 27th. And so last week I obviously went to the doctor. Like, Trevor had a doctor's appointment too. And so we went to the doctor, and right away he's like, we looked at the test. And by then, I guess that he had gotten back the results from the GI doctor, and what had happened. And sure enough, he's just like, "Yep, you have colitis." And I was just like, "Really?" And I was just like, "Are you sure?" He's just like, he pulls the paper up, shows me, and it says right on there, active colitis right now. And I was just like, oh, I was like, well, because originally I think the week before, or like then, I forget when it was, I can't remember the date, but the GI doctor, the receptionist called me and said that he wants me to do more blood work. That's the reason why I was going to do blood work. But she gave me a call, like, blood work. And then she's just like, well, he also wants you to do another stool sample. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And excuse me, because she's like, well, there's inflammation, and so we want to figure out what it is. And I was just like, so after I hung up the phone, then that's where it really got me confused. Prior was because I was like, after she had said that there's inflammation, but he wants to know where it is. But I'm just like, didn't he just go inside of me and look at my colon, and tell me that there was nothing there? But I guess the biopsies came back and said it was otherwise. And so I had to go and do another one of those fancy samples. And so I guess that my doctor had gotten the thing back, and sure enough on the paper it said colitis. And I was like, wow. And then he's just like, yep, and you're very low in iron, and your body is pretty much fighting itself to heal itself. But because I've been left untreated for years, actually I just earlier today I was on Facebook, and the memory thing. Well, 8 years ago today I was feeling really sick, and they didn't know what was wrong. And so it's literally been for the last 8 years I've been suffering, but really since I was little. And so thankfully I'm not at a bad stage. And thankfully my body can kind of correct itself. But because this whole year, I've been so sick this whole year, obviously I'm getting to the point where, or my body's getting to the point where, hey, we can't do this alone anymore. We need your help. And so my doctor was just like, your body's trying so hard to correct itself, and trying to work overtime, and trying to heal itself without being helped. And I was just like, well, it's been like I said, since I was little, and as far back as I can remember. And the fact that and I knew that it wasn't just IBS. I knew that it wasn't that. Someone's calling me. I knew it wasn't just IBS. I knew that it obviously was a confirmation. I had confirmed IBD, but we just didn't know what it was. But now the fact that I know that it's the colitis, it's a little bit more relief now. So now we're still waiting for the last sample that I sent in to come back. Hopefully, it says it's about a week, so we're waiting for that to come back. And I don't know what my GI doctor is going to want to do, but my family doctor has put me on some sort of pills. They're I don't even know. I don't know all these new terms. I don't know, but something like stimulant or an autoimmune depressor or something like that. Basically, just to stop the inflammation until I guess we kind of figure out a treatment plan for me, because I don't really know too much about it. Like I said, I'm just doing my own little research and stuff, but I guess we're going to wait until the next sample comes back, and then we'll figure out from there what's going to happen. And but he said that as soon as I start taking these, it takes about a week or two for it to start really working. And then obviously the only thing that sucks though is that I found what he told me, and what I found out, that I'm going to be on pills for the rest of my life, which I already am on pills for other things. But it's just the fact that if I stop taking these pills, or if I stop taking treatments, that it'll come back and I'll be inflamed. And I'm always inflamed, obviously, but we got to figure out now where along the track it is, because there's different parts, and I don't know, it's just a whole new adventure for me. If I can help someone out and reach someone in that sense of just being okay, well, I'm in this too, we can go through this together, that would be great. If anyone can help me or give me information. Oh, I think it's Amazon. You look really grumpy. You look really sad. But yeah, again, sorry for the lengthy video. I just had a lot to update you on, because I haven't talked in a couple weeks, but it's been a long process coming. Long process. Oh my God. It's been a long time coming. Again, like I always say, I just hope that this will be my next step into managing my life a little bit better, and getting healthier and being better so I can do things. But anyways, again, my name is Cassandra. I love for you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.